Okay, before we get into kind of the meat of what we want to talk about today, we want to thank our other sponsor for today's show, and that is Balance of Nature. And listen, if you're like me and you try to follow the CrossFit nutrition methodology, eat meats and fruits and vegetables, you're probably the category that you're missing out on is going to be the fruits and vegetables. All right. Well, don't worry, because Balance of Nature has you covered, because you can get 31 ingredients from fruits and vegetables with Balance of Nature. Okay. They have ingredients of whole fruits, vegetables, spices, and fibers, recognizable whole ingredients in their Balance of Nature supplements. The fruit supplements is made of ingredients like whole papaya, a whole apple, whole mango, and whole strawberry. They have a veggie supplement that's made of ingredients like whole celery, whole spinach, whole cauliflower, and whole shiitake mushroom. And then they also have the fiber and spice supplement, which is awesome. You just mix it and drink it. It's great. It's made of ingredients like whole apple, whole psyllium, husk, whole cinnamon, and whole turmeric. 47 ingredients of fruits, vegetables, spices, and fiber. So listen, you may not be cooking up the veggies like you should, but now, thanks to Balance of Nature, you can get that into your system, and you can be more balanced in your nutrition. Because look, guilty as charged. I don't do enough veggies. I need to. Okay, but now, thanks to Balance of Nature, they got me covered. So if you go to balanceofnature.com and you use our code TEF, you're going to save 35% on your first order and get a free tub of their fiber and spice supplement. That's balanceofnature.com. Use the code TEF and save yourself a lot of time in cooking up those veggies and making sure they're in the meal prep. All you got to do is get your Balance of Nature. Good to go. All right.
Good on the road. Good when you're home. Pop the pills in the morning. Open them up. Mix them in a shake.
Little fiber and spice mixed into like a warm drink in the morning time.
Holiday in a cup. I know it's not holiday season, but
yeah, we're gonna have that debate soon too, because pumpkin spice latte season is a matter of weeks away now.
Tommy, did I not talk about that at Q&A today? I said, Sean, I said, 4th of July is over. It's pumpkin spice latte
give me a break. No.
It's basically the new year at this point, so it's definitely pumpkin spice latte season.
It was 90 degrees outside.
I don't care. I'm still drinking the pumpkin spice. Got the candles going.
But you can get your fiber and spice. That's allowed.
Yes.
Balance of Nature. Balanceofnature.com. TEF is the code. You're going to save 35% on your first order and get free fiber and spice supplement as well. All right. What we wanted to talk about today, we've got a couple weeks, so 3 shows left before we get into the CrossFit Games. So we wanted to do our top questions going into the CrossFit Games. We're going to do buy or sell for both the men and the women in the coming weeks, but I always like top questions, top storylines, things like that. So let's start with, I think, what is a big one, and that is, will the tragedy from last year have a lingering effect? Will people on site, I will not, I'm not going to be there, but will people still be feeling that, or are we far enough away? And I remember that was the question that we had, immediately after the games last year, as we went into Rogue and Tier Wadapalooza SoCal. I mean, I got that reversed, but it felt like after Tier Wadapalooza SoCal that it was okay to compete again. But since this is obviously the first games that we've had, I just wonder if maybe there's going to be some lingering effect. Maybe there won't be, but it is something that definitely interests me. Go ahead, Lauren.
Go ahead, Lauren.
I think yes, but I think it would be different if we were back in Fort Worth. I think the fact that we're in a new venue, and I don't want to be insensitive when I say this, but I think it helps. It makes it feel different, the same way that like any new CrossFit competition feels different when you go to a new venue. Do I think there'll still be lingering effects? For sure, especially for the CrossFit Games athletes that competed at the games last year. I think also for the coaches and the managers, and even, if any of the spectators were there last year, I think that there will still be those feelings and some of those emotions of, oh, like, I can't believe it's been a year. But I think for the majority of it, because I think for the CrossFit Games, when it's at a new venue, a new location, you're gonna have so many new spectators that didn't experience it, aren't as close to it. Maybe, I mean, God forbid, maybe don't even know what happened because they're a new fan to the sport. So I think
Mm.
that it's definitely going to have somewhat of a split depending like your relation to it.
Yeah. That's a good
Yeah,
point.
I agree. I think the location element is again probably twofold on both sides. Why Fort Worth probably wasn't gonna have CrossFit back, and why CrossFit wanted to go to a new location. I think no matter what, there's going to be a lingering effect. I think what your relationship is to the competition, ultimate, and your relationship to Lazar and the scenario specifically last year, like boots on the ground, will dictate to what extent that is, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. I mean, no matter what, there's going to be a lingering effect on the competition side because we saw that whole almost like dossier on heat related
Mhm.
training get published.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I both know, Sean, from being, I mean, what this is 16th year of the CrossFit Games for me. There's no way that that dossier would have gotten made if what happened last year didn't happen. That right there is a lingering effect that I think will move forward that ultimately resulted in change. I think for the athletes, obviously, like it's going to feel a little bit weird at first, right? The athletes that were super close to him, the athletes that maybe stepped aside mid competition, getting back onto that competition floor. Well, I'm sure there'll be a lingering effect because I don't think I think very few athletes, if any, look at CrossFit HQ, look at the leadership, look at the ramifications of competing in this sport at the highest level the same way anymore, right?
Mm.
Mhm.
Because I don't, I think, and this is from talking to a few athletes, the idea that you could get seriously injured during these events was always maybe something that of a possibility, but I don't know if the possibility of potentially dying was ever really real to them.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a
I
good
mean, it
point.
is now,
Yeah.
and how much you acknowledge that is going to be individual to the athlete, but it certainly will have level of effect, I think, in their minds, particularly good, bad, or otherwise.
Yeah.
I think for the fans, I think it's going to be a completely mixed bag. I think Lauren brings a great point. If you're completely new to the sport, you might not have any clue, but we've had, people reach out on social and everything like that. I've had people that have supported us on Patreon be
Mhm.
like, "Hey, I've been a long time patron. My membership's ending this month just because I don't have the love for the sport anymore. I
Yeah.
still love the training. I just don't like after what happened last year. I just don't have the love for the sport anymore."
Mhm.
And that's, they might, watch Instagram clips here or there. They might tune in for a little bit with their gym, but that changes the effect as well too. So it's such a big question, and if you really want to touch on all of it, it's almost an individual thing. And man, I'm really curious to see what the atmosphere amongst the media is going to be
Yeah.
on boots on the ground too, because like Lauren, you remember that media room almost became, the people sitting in that media room, it became very familial in terms
Yeah.
of like, hey, a lot of us are in shock right now. We need to kind of pick each other up. Um, and I'm curious to see if that'll carry over, if it'll go back to the kind of territorial elements that you see in other events or in games past.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Will CrossFit secure a TV deal? That's a simple one. I just think the last time they didn't have one was 2019, right? Or did we? I really can't remember because I did the games for Rogue, and I can't remember if like CBS Sports Network picked it up and did like a post thing. But as far as like a live broadcast goes, I don't think we did that year.
Yeah, so that year, I did the quote unquote broadcast for Morning Chalk Up,
Right?
and CrossFit provided a world feed,
Hmm.
which was like a very like bare bones, almost like it wasn't quite a clean feed where there was no graphics or anything. There was some basics on there, and then you got to manipulate it as needed. for your own outlet or whatever that was, but I don't think there was a post.
I
Buttery Bros had the documentary that year.
Mhm.
Um,
I don't think we did. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure we didn't do. God, I can't remember. I should remember this. But as far as being live, there wasn't.
no, there was not.
And then 2020, I know we were. I mean, I know we had a TV deal because I remember I received some CBS Sports Network signage that still is in my garage. That
Oh,
Mm.
cool.
I don't know if they have it. They know I have it or not. I'll just nudge, nudge, say no more.
Good for you,
Uh,
Sean.
yeah.
Such
So
a
I know we were
rebel.
on there, and then 21. Like every year since then, we've had one. Last year was kind of like last minute. It was one we were on ESPN. Or no, wait, was it last year on ES? It was. Yeah, last year was.
Last year was the last year of the ESPN
That's right.
deal.
That happened in 23 at
And
the
we
late
know even from then, like, that deal was made at the very last minute.
Mhm.
So it it's not surprising to me that we haven't heard about one yet. And if there was one, I think that they could probably go as late as a few days before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Well,
Well,
so here, if it's going to be that, there would already be preparations underway, right? Like,
mhm,
Sean, you'll remember even when the ESPN deal wasn't across the finish line, and they asked us to be a part of it, we were prepping everything as if there was going to be an
mhm.
ESPN deal.
Yeah, and it
So
affects the schedule of events too. Like they have to schedule around
sure.
certain broadcast windows and things like that. So I don't know, but yeah, that's a really good point, Tommy.
I would be very curious. I'd be, yeah, I don't know, man. Hmm.
I don't think they're going to this year.
I don't,
I don't think they are. And I
I'm
don't know if
leaning,
that's a bad thing. It's okay. Like people are still going to watch on YouTube. They're still going to get big views on their channel. Like that's going to happen.
I'm leaning that way. I'm leaning like there isn't because I feel like we would have heard some sort of rumblings about it
Yeah.
because the ESPN deal did had to have a mutual option for an additional year that I think could have carried over to this year, if I remember correctly, but I don't think that was renewed. I'm also curious, like what that points to a bigger question of like ESPN and CBS were, I mean, easily the two best possible network partners you could have asked for.
CBS was amazing when we were like in
See,
2018. Like they were that was great.
and so if I don't think at that level bridges are ever fully burned, but if they are, like, or if you're deemed like not a good commodity anymore by those networks, like where do you go?
What would you
Right?
think about something like Paramount Plus?
CBS, isn't that CBS?
Yeah, it is CBS.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, I don't think that's a bad thing. Like if they wound up on one of the major streaming platforms,
Yeah.
that's actually I would equate that. I think that would be just as good as a network deal.
If I were them, I would reach out to Netflix yesterday, and
Yeah.
Netflix is trying to get into the live sports
Mhm.
game, rolling out a few things. I would say, hey, we've had documentaries that have done awesome on your platform. Let's do this, and also let's shoehorn, a multi-series, a multi-chapter documentary series on the back end.
Yeah, I think maybe that's something to look at in the future, but I just don't know if it's going to happen this year. And I think for
Yeah,
fans, like, if you're a hardcore fan, I don't think you care because you're going to watch it on the stream on
whatever.
YouTube anyway, right? Like
Yeah,
the reason why the
You get
TV deal
passive.
is big is because you get right, you
Mhm.
get new viewers and
Yep.
back in the back in the day, it was like I watched this on ESPN. I thought it was cool. I went to a gym. It really is just it's a good marketing tool. It's not
mhm,
detrimental to your fan base though, because they're going to watch anyway, regardless of where you put it.
Mhm.
yeah.
All right, next question. And this is sort of like the last like big sort of meta question that we have, and that is, will we get any clarity on an impending sale? Because in the past, CrossFit has you taken the games as an opportunity to break news. It was a couple years ago is when they introduced Don Fall. Um, I from what I know about this, I don't. They are not close to this being done.
Yeah.
I know they had like an initial round where they solicited offers from entities, and I am quite certain that at least I know of two for a fact who made it through. I'm quite certain there are more, but I can't confirm those. I'm sure there's more than two, but I know of for a fact two that have moved on to the second round. Um, so I don't think this thing is any. I don't think if you're thinking that we're going to get a big announcement of the games, I would be pretty surprised if we did.
Mm.
Anyone want to add to that, or are we just gonna we just want to move on because that's sort of a,
Honestly, I kind of think that's pretty spot on, right? Like I don't think I think a well executed games could help bolster CrossFit's case as
agreed.
a bargaining chip if they can be like, hey, look, we did all this, look at all the feedback, look at all the engagement, look at all this. Like, it sounds awful, but I'm putting myself in their shoes. But they want to show to some extent that they've been able to move through or past
Yeah.
this tragedy,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to have press conferences and people will get asked about that, but yeah, I don't expect there to be anything.
I will say it does, and this is kind of a separate note, but it does feel like there's less communication than past years actually, because um in the past, you sign your media agreement, but you know what that all entails, when and where the press conferences are. And I get we're still 2 weeks out, but I mean, we haven't even seen a vendor deck of what brands are going to be there. I feel like at this point there should be more communication based on past trends.
Have you because you're going on a press pass, right? Because it's in
Yeah.
your yard. What information have you gotten?
None. I've
Really?
been approved for a media pass, and I inquired, what that all entails. And, the biggest thing I want is athlete interviews. Is there an enhanced media credential I need to apply for? Is there certain access I need to be, you know, um, under the tunnel to grab athletes? And I heard nothing. I then followed up and they said they'll get back to me. And I mean, that was, 2
Yeah.
weeks ago. So
Okay.
it's just a shame people spend all of this money to go and work, and you don't even know if you'll get the access you need until who knows when.
Yeah, and even then
So,
it seems like it has, and I know like I want to give them credit. They try to organize it as best that they can, but there's just like it's such
yeah.
for all down there that stuff falls through the cracks that they can't control.
And I get it. Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces, but it's just
Yep.
luckily I'm a 2-hour drive and didn't have to book a flight.
Nice. There you go.
So,
All right. Well, let's move on to some competition related stuff. That is, so first question, how many events do you think they're going to be? Because we're just going what? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? 3 days.
mhm.
There will be 12 is going to be the max. You do 4 events a day.
Oh,
I
that would be, you think they're going to do 4 events a day?
I do. I think 12 is a good number.
I would set the line.
Cut down because they can jam a lot in on that final day.
They normally
I
end at like 4 p.m. So do you think it's going to be a full day on Sunday?
would set the line at 10,
You think 10?
and I think 10's a push. I think like
Really?
10, maybe 11 max.
All right. I
But
think 12 makes sense. You get 4 events a day.
I'm going to bet the under and say 9.
Whoa.
9.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I'm going over. I'm going over the 10. The 10 and a
Okay.
half.
10 and a half.
I mean,
15.
typically 3 a day for the games is pretty standard.
Fewer people,
Yeah,
more time. Just saying.
Right,
yeah.
but then if they I mean, just thinking of the broadcast crew, if they make those days too long and people get overtime, that's more money. And do you
That's a good
think
point.
they're
That
going to
is
want to spend
actually a
that?
very good point. I did not consider that. That's
Now you're thinking.
The price tag goes up the longer the days are for the TV crew.
yeah, that is true. I mean, yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I might have to reconsider my
I
12.
expected that answer from you, Sean, not from
No,
me.
that's a really good point. Yeah, maybe 10. All right, 10 seems realistic.
Now the under.
Yeah, now I'm going under 10 and a half. Yeah, because that's
Because it comes down to that.
yeah, it does. You're
And I get it. I don't fault them for that. Like, you
I don't either.
gotta stop losing money and you gotta find a way to do it, especially with this sale. And, you gotta get people excited and you want people to stick around and watch and
Mhm.
everything, and
And look, you can have a good test. You can have a great test with 10 events.
yeah.
You really can. Like, all right, I think 10's
I would
right.
think 3 events a day. I don't a and you
Uh,
could even have one of them as, like, a two-parters, a two-scored
Sure.
test.
I think 11.
Test, event, I don't know what we're back at.
I think we're back to event. Yeah,
Okay.
'cause individual event, i.e. O2.
IE. Okay.
Individual.
I
in
think
the-
test was
in
only 1 year, and it screws me up now.
in
Yeah.
the wise words of Kevin from the TV show The Office, I believe he says, "Why why waste time? Say lot word when few do trick." He basically decides to cut short his language. But it speaks to the programming element, like, there is such thing as a minimum effective dose.
Mhm.
If you can legitimately prove the CrossFit Games champion fittest on earth in 10 events, is 12 necessary?
Yeah, well, that means Tia is only gonna need 8 to wrap it up, you know?
I mean,
Uh,
she just needs to, you know, step onto the competition floor and make sure that she's
exactly.
healthy.
Um, all right, so let's go to the men's side. And Tommy, this is one you came up with, and I like this. Is this the start of a new era for the elite men? And a lot of this has to do with who is emerging on that side, and also a lot has to do with who's not there this year.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah, we had completely brand new podium or from previous years or from the previous year, I should say. And even if you go a step below that with like guys like Hopper who were just a spot off of the podium, and you kind of look at that because the third place guy Brent Fikowski is now retired, so he naturally fills the gap. Is this going to be a continued trend? Because you have Sprague, Pepper, Hopper, part of this new contingent, all with Brute right now. All that it seems like they're at the forefront of both, like the social media element of it, as well as like competing and being out there quite a bit. Um, is this where we see the end of the Fikowski, the Vellners, the BKGs, those guys? And does this continue? Or does someone who's kind of bridged the gap a little bit between those two, I would say those two groups, and someone like Jeff Adler and Justin
Mm.
Medeiros, do they come back and reestablish themselves? Jeff obviously didn't finish the games last year. Doesn't seem like he's slowing down one bit. I think there's
Mm-mm.
certainly something to prove in terms of like, hey, you were just keeping the seat warm for me kind of scenario.
yeah.
Um, and also like Dallin, it sounds weird to say because I think what James has done since then in his competitive history and performance when he's healthy has kind of added some legitimacy, I think, in the minds of some people as far as him winning. But someone said this after the games, and it almost felt like Dallin in second felt more legitimate than James in first.
Mhm.
Like they were ready for Dallin to be a podium
Mhm.
athlete
Yeah.
before they were ready for James to be one. And
Yeah,
that's
so
not fair to that's not fair to James
No.
whatsoever.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Just because of like where the trends were.
Mhm.
So I think this makes this year on the men's side very intriguing, right? Like does Jeff, does some of these other guys kind of punch back and
Ricky's gonna
do
be there, Roman's
Mm.
gonna be there.
yeah.
And this might be a question that we put in for our buy or sell, but do you guys think it's more likely that we see a repeat winner for the men or a new winner for the men?
I'm
Ooh.
still gonna stick with Mike. Well, I think Adler is still the favorite. I'd still go with him. I don't think you can take much away from, obviously he wasn't there. Um, but yeah, I think he's still a guy.
I would too. I think Austin Hatfield feels like a
That's yes. Okay. Don't let, yeah, put a pin in that because that's going to be a buy or
Put
sell.
a pin in it.
Yeah.
yeah, he feels like so I used to call Paul Tremblay the human hand grenade.
Yeah.
Um because he would finish like first or second in like 3 events and then like 30th, 35th in the other events. So
Mhm.
he would just be there to like knock a couple out of the park and just blow up the leaderboard and shake things up. Um I even told him that his like catchphrase should be pull the pin,
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh
and
my god.
we've had a few good chuckles about that over the years. Um in a very different way, I think Austin Hatfield can be kind of be that guy, but not necessarily just for a few events, but like
Mhm.
win
Yep.
kind of scenario. So
I yeah, that's it again, they'll preview it buy or sell because I wanted to put this
Okay.
question in.
Okay.
If Austin Hatfield winds up with a medal around his neck, I'm not gonna be shocked at all.
nope.
Not in the least. So,
Mhm.
just a little preview there. All right.
Little teaser.
Yeah. All right, over to the women's side. This is our last one. Who's gonna join Tia on the podium? Because it's to me, this women's competition it's like when Tiger Woods was doing his thing. It's Tiger versus the field. It's Tia versus the field. I will take Tia every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I think it's a foregone conclusion that she's going to win. Now, who's going to join her on the podium?
And to
And
kind of take that analogy further, it was almost like Tiger's going to take one of the majors.
yeah,
Who has a shot to snag one of the other three or other
mhm,
two that are going to be up for grabs?
that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, but
And I
Lauren, you
don't
want
know.
to?
I don't know who.
I
I mean,
think that
Danielle Brandon's got a
we
chance.
what did you say?
I think Danielle Brandon's got a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I think to not talk about Ariel Lowen when she's been on the podium before,
Agreed.
would be a disservice to her, so I would be more shocked to not see her on the podium. And yeah, I mean, I think DB's got a good shot. I
This
think
I would
Alexis
actually
Raptis.
see here. This is where I thought your question around the men. Are we more likely to see two new podium finishers alongside Tia
Mm,
or a repeat?
Ooh, put a pin in that. It'd be a good buy or sell too.
Yeah, because I think this is, in theory, there are some favorites, athletes who have been there, who've been in that position, have been sniffing around the podium, and athletes, an athlete like Ariel Lone who has been on the podium.
Mhm.
But I think there is a lot of opportunity for, you know, a couple of new women to come from the top rope and,
Yeah,
give
I
them the old elbow.
I agree. Yeah, but mom's gonna do her thing, and then all the kids behind her are gonna try to figure out who's second in line. Like that's
Don't sleep on Amy Kringle or Lucy.
I'm not. I think it's gonna be a great
Yeah.
yeah.
battle. I think especially in spots 2 through 6 are gonna be great. It's gonna be fun to watch. But let's not pretend that there's gonna be a I mean, look, if there is an exciting stranger things have happened, right? Stranger things have happened, the games. Maybe Tia stumbles on a crossover like she did a single under and she puts herself in a hole. And if there's fewer events,
I don't think that's ever happening again, Sean.
I don't think it is either. I'm just saying it could happen. I
Yes,
just for
there's always a
just
chance.
playing devil's advocate, trying to, argue against myself. But I don't know. I think it's just like she's there to kick ass and cash a check. Kick ass and chew
Yeah.
bubblegum, and she's all out of bubblegum. Anyone
Yeah.
know that movie? Of course, Lauren doesn't.
Duh.
One a Rowdy Roddy Piper.
That's correct. In John
And, uh,
Carpenter's
I keep always mess it up. Is it, Amongst Them or
They
no?
Live.
They Live, yes.
Yeah, one of the longest fight scenes in the history of the world, too.
I
In that
just I just remember, like, they do the point of view through his glasses,
movie.
right?
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm. Okay, well, those are our top questions heading into the CrossFit Games, and then of course next week we'll do buy or sell for either the men or the women, and then the following week the other one, and then
We're gonna have
you're going to
some
be in
hopefully have
Albany.
some guests for those.
Yep.
Yeah, we're efforting that. Um, do we have any community support we need to get to?
I do,
All
actually.
right.
Let me grab it real quick. Um, okay, so, this was, uh from our friend on Instagram at Clo Crow.
Mhm.
She said, "This coming weekend at CrossFit Wanderlust in Bali, we are doing a 48-hour workout challenge.
Oof.
Starting Friday at 4 p.m., we will do a workout every 4 hours for 48 hours. So throughout 2 nights. In a country of over 280 million people, there stands out one startling statistic: only one psychiatrist per 300,000 people. Mental health in Indonesia is a taboo subject, and the terminology or language falls short of even identifying such a subject. There is literally no translation for mental health in Indonesia."
Wow.
Millions of residents face challenges of depression, anxiety, and other mental illness. They have no idea what's happening. They have no ability to reach professional help and a lack of understanding. This fundraiser is raising funds directly to support the locals through two charities: Bali Bersama Bisa, the only nonprofit mental health center in Bali; Shuffle and Strides. It's an events. So it prevents mental health crises through educating, providing an open space for communication and support for early intervention, both an Indonesian and an Australian charity. So yeah, we would love to support that. Registration is still available for everyone to participate in the workouts remotely as well. Um, there is a individual link for Chloe. It is donorbox.org slash Clodog. So CLODAGH hyphen Cronin, CRONIN hyphen mental hyphen health hyphen smasher hyphen 2025. The
Nice.
name of the event is the Mental Health Smasher 2025. You can also find it online if you Google the 4x48 Mental Health Smasher. You can find the fundraising page and the two events that that support it. Again, that's Shuffles and Strides and Bali Bersama Bisa. You can support both of those directly as well. So, an awesome cause. You can check out the CrossFit Wanderlust Bali page as well for more information. Dave Driscoll has a video of him and another member from the crew there explaining it all. Definitely check it out. They're good people out there. They've been I would say a really cool part of this community for a long time, and they're doing something really good.
Cool. You guys have any community support that you want us to help you get the word out on, send it to either our personal Instagram pages, send it to our Talking Elite Fitness Instagram. Please send all the details that you possibly can, because we want to make sure that we are getting people to go to the right spot to get the people the help that they need. PRs, no reps. I don't think I have a no rep. I definitely have a PR, and I know Lauren's got a PR. So how about this? Lauren, just go ahead and PR your Backstreet Boys or whoever their
Are
new
you
kids.
trying to rush me because I have a
No,
story?
not at all. You have a story. Okay, tell the story. Okay. It's gonna look like I'm zoning out, but I'm really interested.
Okay, it's like when you and Tommy talk about movies, it's fine.
Yeah,
The
there you go.
tables are turning now. Here we go. Send some emails, do a to-do list,
Mhm.
whatever you need. So, if honestly, it doesn't even matter what concert you go to. Every single person, I don't care who you are, what music you like, you need to experience the Sphere,
That I've
because
heard. Yeah.
that is the most like I would love if we could get an interview with whoever creates like the graphics and makes them happen in the Sphere,
Mhm.
because the fact that they had a 25 song set list, and it was like I told Tommy, watching MTV hits but also live at the same
Yeah.
time, looking down all the way over your head, it was the coolest thing ever. And these late 40 early 50-year-old men have not missed a beat, and
Oh,
the way that they are aging, oh, it's like fine wine. They are beautiful inside and out, and I love them.
well, okay, you know what? Good, because I'm in that age group. That takes me back to high school.
There you go, Sean.
I mean, who'd you see, Backstreet Boys or the new, I get those, the new
Yeah, the
You're
Backstreet
about
Boys.
to you're about to
Oh,
say NKOTB, right?
NKOTB, is that what they are now? I remember when they
No.
rebranded. No, that
Lance Bass from NSYNC showed up on opening night to support his
oh, good.
used to be like his competitor, but now he's out there, doing the work, giving them some support, cheering them on. Love to see it.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time. I know that the Sphere is quite the experience that I've heard from people in the
Amazing.
past. So I don't think any bands that I like are ever gonna be playing at the Sphere, so whatever.
You never know.
No, I probably do know. Like, it's not gonna be Gwar at the Sphere, like, that ain't gonna happen.
Dude,
Um,
I bet that would actually Gwar would be awesome.
oh, that'd
That
be
would be
great.
like
That is
it
the
would pro
craziest show I've ever been to.
I feel like I'd be surprised if Rob Zombie didn't figure out a way to do
Oh, that'd be
something
awesome.
and, like, tied, like, a film that he helped
Yeah,
produce
that'd be
into
really
it,
cool,
But,
really cool. Alright, well,
Gwar would be
PR
amazing.
PR to the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere.
Love it.
Yep.
Go see it,
I mean,
everybody.
if
They
you're a
play.
single guy my age, like that's a target-rich environment, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, if you're a millennial and you're a dude and you're looking for a girlfriend, go to the Sphere for Backstreet Boys. You
Well,
will
you'd be a little
find
young if you're a millennial.
that's mostly what the crowd was.
Was it really?
Millennials.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean.
Okay.
But
I
to
guess
be
you-
fair,
Hello.
Sean, I think millennials are up to like 42, 43 now.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Tommy, you got a PR?
yeah, I do. I got 2. I'm gonna PR Kyle Schwarber, aka Hitting Dingers. If
Yeah.
anyone watched the All-Star game for baseball last night, they had a new format where it was a swing off instead of extra innings.
That's great.
And three managers pick 3 players, 3 swings for each player. Whoever has the most home runs at the end wins. Kyle Schwarber, who's a fan favorite around the league, just steps up and goes Yabo 3 for 3, hits 3 home runs and wins it for the NL. My other PR is going to go out to a member from my gym, Kelsey Kearns, who is following a new minor passion of hers. She started a little bakery business called Pirate Pantry. I'll
Ooh.
give her a shout out.
Oh,
She does weekly deliveries at our gym. And
jealous.
my first order involves some protein bagels and some
Oh my God.
sourdough-based chocolate chip
Mm.
cookies.
Oh.
Oh, sourdough chocolate chip cookies are so good.
Mhm. So
Oh my God.
big props, Kelsey. Appreciate it. I'll be putting in my order for next week.
Nice. Okay, well, I'm going to just PR Pixar and specifically their new movie, Elio. I think it's
Oh, Elio. Yeah.
fantastic. Great.
Really?
Like, dude, I don't know what it is. Like, I guess I'm becoming a dad. The last 2 Pixar movies I've gone to, it's like,
Pixar's great.
I mean, it's the tears start. And this one is no different. This one is amazingly good. It's entertaining. I took my son. He loved it. We had a great time. I was like over there, doing this the whole time.
Aw.
It was good. And Pixar just knows how to make a really fun, good, entertaining movie that the kids like, but it will connect, like, especially now being a dad, there's a couple moments that Tommy is like, go, that you watch, and it's
Yeah.
hits on a whole new level. So go see it. You'll enjoy it. Fun for
Heck
kids.
yeah.
And cry.
Yeah.
I've actively avoided Finding Nemo since
Dude, right?
Oh,
There's
oh.
movies
my
now
son's been
that-
born. Oh.
Like, I mean, oh yeah, The Lion King. Ooh. Yeah, that one hits differently too. Okay, enough of that. We got 2 weeks to go before the CrossFit Games.
Crazy.
Next week, we're going to do buy or sell. We'll do 2 more editions of our show, and then we'll be, CrossFit Games. Lauren's going to be there on site. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, batten down the hatches. I can't believe we're almost there.
Crazy.
Going to be
Where
a
did time
good
go?
time. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks to our sponsors, Victory Grips, victorygrips.com. The code is TEF. You can save 15% on their new Conquer grips. It's like cheating. You should go get some. And also Balance of Nature, balanceofnature.com. TEF is also the code, 35% off on your first purchase, and a free tub of their fiber and spice supplement. So big thanks to them for supporting the show. Big thanks to you again for listening and watching. For Tommy Marquez and Lauren Khalil, I'm Sean Woodland. Take care of each other, be better, and we will talk to you guys next time.